Okay, welcome to lesson 4, the human person in their environment. It's called environmental philosophy. Um, it is also an express lesson para mas mabilis natin makita what are the contents for this lesson. And same again, like the last one, after this lesson, we will have a quiz and I'm gonna post it on our Silid. So just visit our Silid for the notification. Now, this lesson is about how humans interact with the environment. So we were going to explore philosophies and perspectives on how people should treat nature and why environmental responsibility is important. And actually, in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, wherein God created man, and before God created man, He created everything. Sa lahat ng pangangailangan ng tao, created na, tapos kinreate ang tao at ang sabi sa kanya, pamamahalaan mo ang lahat ng bagay na. So we are the yung tagapamahala ng bagay na kinreate ni God. So for human-environment relationship, humans are not separated from the environment. We actually live and depend on it. Yung kinakain natin ang gagaling dito. Environmental philosophy studies our moral responsibility towards ating nature. And while we have the power to change our surroundings, we also need to preserve balance and order so that both humans and nature can thrive. At isang bagay na makikita natin dito, nakakalungkot nga, sapagkat sa panahon natin ngayon ay maraming mga lugar na hindi na basta natitirhan ng mga hayop. At nakakalungkot sapagkat malaki ang pananagutan ng mga tao sa mga bagay na o sa mga pangyayaring iyon. Now, there are three major views or three main perspective on how we view our nature. So, ito yung anthropocentrism, biocentrism, tsaka yung ecocentrism. So, tignan natin yan. Yung anthropocentrism kasi, humans are the center and most important. In biocentrism, all living things are equally valuable. And in ecocentrism, the whole ecosystem, including living things, has value. So, let's start with anthropocentrism. Now, in this view, humans are top priority and nature is mainly seen as a resource for our survival and comfort. For example, we often prioritize building cities or industries even if it harms the environment. At sa paglago nga ng ekonomiya natin, ganun din. Lumalago din yung dumarami din yung mga itinatayong establishment na somehow it affects yung ibang species or yung ibang mga hayop or even yung nature natin sa kapaligiran. Now, in biocentrism, now this view says that all forms of life, humans, animals, and plants have value. So, it promotes ethical treatment of all living beings. For example, yung vegetarian and veganism, which is yung view nila, they want to avoiding harm to animals. So, kasi nga sa kanila may buhay ito. But in this essence, if you remember sa past lessons natin, ito kasi yung difference natin sa mga hayop. Ang mga tao kasi composed ng soul, body, soul, and spirit. Na kung saan yung body lalagyanan, yung soul, ito yung emotion, and then yung spirit, ito yung eternal connection natin kay God. Yung animals, wala ng spirit. They have the body, they have the soul. So when they gone. Patay na, wala na. Pero ang tao, when they died, doon pa lang magsisimula yung eternity if they make a decision for to be with God for eternity or to be separated from Him. So that's the difference of human and animals. Pero dito sa biocentrism, sinasabi kasi na lahat ay mahalaga. Lahat ng living things ay dapat ma-value ng pantay. Sa ecocentrism naman, ecocentrism values the entire ecosystem, not just individual life forms, and human are seen as caretakers or stewards of nature. So, protecting balance in ecosystem is important for beauty, order, and the stability in the natural world. Now, in this essence kasi, uh, lalo na ngayon, 'di ba? Putok na putok yung balita tungkol sa flood control wherein napakaraming bayan sa especially sa Bulacan ang nalulubog talaga sa baha at nananatiling lubog sa baha. So the people ay nag-fail to protect yung lugar because there are living things sa land doon sa lugar na yon, pero dahil binabaha na, nahihirapang mabuhay ngayon yung doon sa mga lugar. So, human are caretakers or steward of nature, pero yun nga, sa part na yon, they failed on it. For environmental approach, they have different approaches, guide so on how we treat our environment. So isa yung environmental aesthetics wherein keeping order in nature and enhances its beauty and our well-being. For environmental ethics naman, we consider our moral duties toward the environment. And for environmentalism, it is a global movement to address environmental problems. And we have this sustainable development, which ang goal nito is balancing yung human progress with conservation of nature. Doon sa sustainable development, naalala ko lang, one time, nagbiyahe ako sa Manila and nakakita ako ng mga buildings. Doon sa gitna ng mga buildings na yun, may mga puno pa rin. So, unti-unti, ang mga tao, ina-adapt nila na habang nag-go-grow, nagpa-progress yung lugar, nagpa-prosper yung lugar doon sa development nila, sinasabay o they don't want na maalis or masira yung lugar na kung saan ay maprotektahan pa din yung nature. So there are principles of sustainability, and sustainability is guided by these three principles. First, yung environmental integrity. Second is economic efficiency, and third is equity. So for environmental integrity, protect it. Its goal is to protect the ecosystems and to avoid damage on it. And for economic efficiency, what they are doing is to use the resources wisely without waste. Naalala ko yung isang bansa, I don't think I don't really remember if it is in Singapore, wherein yung waste nila, yung mismong mga basura, sinusunog yon para mag-create ng electricity. Tapos yung usok naman nun is being filtered, dumadaan yun sa filter process na kung saan kapag na-filter ito, paglabas nito doon sa tube o yung filter na machine na ginagamit nila, excuse me, malinis na hangin na yung lumalabas. So, I think that is a good example of economic efficiency. And we have this equity, wherein we ensure resources are conserved for future generation. So, naalala ko tuloy, nung bata ako, doon sa lugar namin, isang compound kami doon, ang daming puno ng mangga, daming puno ng saging, malilim at the same time ay malamig kasi nga ang daming mga lilim. Pero ngayon hindi na ganoon yung sitwasyon doon sa lugar namin. Ang dami ng bahay, wala na yung mga puno, pagka tanghali sobrang init talaga. So I think for many times ang mga tao hindi na nako-conserve yung resources na meron tayo for the future generation. Sabi nga nila, darating yung panahon, yung mga hayop, makikita mo na lamang sa libro at hindi na nag-e-exist physically. So, problems for exploitation, when humans exploit nature too much, problem arise. At nag-i-include ito ng overuse ng resources natin at nagiging dahilan din ito ng pollution, and nagiging dahilan din ng climate change, and even yung carbon footprint measures the impact of our lifestyle on the environment through things like yung food natin. Most of our foods are synthetic na, hindi na siya mga natural, and even the housing, the transportation, and the consumption. Habang tumatagal, lalong lumalakas ang konsumo natin sa kuryente, lumalakas ang konsumo natin sa energy, which is nagko-cause ng more harvest sa nature natin, and sooner or later mauubos yung hina-harvest natin sa nature natin. There are philosophical contributions. Now, for ancient thinkers, Anaximander believed nature is infinite. So, infinite daw ang nature natin. Pero nakikita naman natin ngayon, parang nagiging finite na siya. Unti-unti nang nakikita natin na kumukonti na yung resources natin. Si Pythagoras naman, so the universe are full of harmony and order. And I think it is true. Because, yung earth ay lumapit lang ng konti sa araw, sunog tayo. Sumobra lang, lumagpas lang ng konti, lumayo lang ng konti sa araw, magyeyelo tayo. So, it is a full harmony and order. Now, in modern thinkers, si Kant, okay, he said that nature's harmony help us understand deeper values. I do believe also in this. One time ako ay mahilig kasi akong mag-ride. So pumunta ako ng Aurora Dingalan, mag-isa lang ako nakamotor. So habang nasa biyahe ko, nakita ko yung napakaraming mga bundok at ang gaganda nila. So and what I realized is this: there's a creator who created this. And I don't believe na ito ay potok lamang sa buho or galing lamang sa isang malaking pagsabog and after a million years, tumubo yung bundok na yun na sobrang ganda. Si Marcus naman emphasize human power over nature. Yes, of course. And actually, tayo nga yung tagapangalaga ng nature. And si Mead naman reminded us that human also have duties to natures. Of course, tayo yung responsible sa nature. There are modern theories of ecology. In deep ecology calls for moving away from human-centered views to ecosystem-centered views. So, meron talagang mga grupo na talaga na nagfo-promote nito. And we have the social ecology, links ecological crisis to unfair social system. And sa ecofeminism naman, it connects the domination of nature with the dominance of men over women. So, magkaiba talaga ang lalaki at babae. Ang babae, kinrate talaga yan soft and more on manage. Ang lalaki naman, kinrate yan is to provide. So, talagang magkaiba ang lalaki at babae at hindi talaga pwedeng pagkumparahin. They need to work with harmony. In harmony, nang sa gayon ay mapulpil nila yung purpose nila. So, kaya ako naniniwala ako na ang babae talaga should be submitted to men while men loving the woman. Ayun siya. So, hindi lang basta nag-submit, kundi yung lalaki, ang responsibility naman is mahalin yung kanyang asawa. Kaya nga, in the book of, I think in 1 Corinthians, na kung saan sinabi doon, wife, submit to your husband. Pero hindi doon natatapos because husband, love your wives as Christ loved the church. So, kung paano minahal ni Christ the church. And Christ loved the church, the people unconditionally. And I think that is also the same thing how man should love his wife. Ayan. And then we have this Erich Fromm's vision. He believed that people should value being more than having, and he encouraged love, he encouraged responsibility, he encouraged reducing greed, and living in harmony with others and nature. So happiness, sabi niya, happiness comes from giving, sharing, and personal growth, not from exploiting the environment. So I'm gonna end in this. The main idea and the takeaway of this lesson: humans are part of nature, not above of it. We must practice stewardship kasi ito ay pinagkatiwala nga sa atin. We need to practice yung sustainability and also the respect for humans and for our environments. Nang sa gayon, we can go flourish or umunlad tayo na magkakasama. So if you have questions on this in this lesson, you can send us you can send me a message sa ating group chat, and just wait for the notification ng ating quiz for this lesson.